You can't talk about that win against the Seattle Seahawks without mentioning that defensive performance. The defense balled out. Deommodore Lenoir, Nick Bosa were at the forefront. You had the pick from Malik Mustafa early on, and just, my goodness, the defense absolutely balled out in a game where they really needed to. The defense has kind of been spotty all season. There have been good performances, but there also have been some underwhelming ones as well. And this was a game where the Seattle offense, for the most part, heading into this matchup, has been playing well this season. I mean, they started the year 3-0, and their offense was flying high, and they have hit a skid now, and it was a big test. I actually expected the Seattle offense to be a little bit better than they were, but you have to give a ton of credit to the 49ers defense. And Baldy, of course, shout out to Baldy. We always love Baldy's breakdowns on the day after the game, especially after a win, because he can help us see some of the little minor details of how these guys have been successful and how they made it really difficult on the Seattle Seahawks. So take a look at Baldy breaking down Deommodore Lenoir, Nick Bosa, and that 49ers defense right here.
This is 3rd down and 5 on the opening drive of the game, and right there at the point is Tyler Lockett. And he's going to run this over route right here, and Geno Smith is going to sail it right over his head into the waiting arms of the rookie, Mustafa. All right, now, why? All right, Nick Bosa takes the chip from Fant, and then he just explodes on Forsythe. And now he's coming right at Geno. And he puts the hit. Geno's flinching. He sails the ball. The Nick Bosa effect. It just happens. All right? Interception. Takes points away. Then right here, you're going to watch DK Metcalf put this move right here, this little slant and go. Like, he's got all that room. All Geno's got to do is throw it anywhere over here into that patch of grass. It's a 48-yard touchdown. All right, here we go. Odom recovers, knocks the ball away. Now, why? Here it is again. Here we go. So, Bosa's coming inside right here on Forsythe, and he smashes into the guard, and Geno right here can't step into this throw. He can't put more on it than he wants to. This should be a gimme to DK. So, you can see the frustration now. Right there, it just leads to massive frustration on Seattle's part. But that's the Nick Bosa effect. That's what he's paid to do. One of the more valuable and unsung members of this 49er defense is this man, number 2, Deommodore Lenoir. He's their slot defender. He's their nickel back. So when Jackson Smith and Jigba goes in motion, he goes with them. Now, watch him. His eyes are on the ball. All right? His eyes are right here on the snap. Because he's got to be able to see his man and the ball, because if this ball is handed off, like, he's got to beat this block of JSN right here, and he does, and he takes down Kenneth Walker, 3 sticks, for a tackle for a loss. I mean, that's a great play, but that's what your slot defender's got to be able to do. Now, on this case, when there's just 2 receivers, he's an outside corner. So here he is, man-to-man on DK Metcalf. All right, gets his hands on him, all right, and stays on his feet and reads the route. Undercuts it right here the way you're supposed to and defends the deep ball. But he's also the slot defender. All right, so you watch this play right here on Jackson Smith and Jigba. Here it is. I mean, he's got a lot of grass to cover. You can't play this ball in the end zone any better. You watch this right here with 13 seconds to go in half, and he plays it blind, and he punches it out. Like, that is a great play. That's a good player. And he's a valuable member, whether he's in the slot or out wide, man coverage. 3rd on the team in tackles right now. It's a great play.
So again, man, I really can't say enough about the performance. Even the rookies like Renardo Green having to step in for Charvarius Ward, who goes down. Deommodore Lenoir is having a phenomenal season. He is continuing to just be an ascending player. He just gets better and better and better as time goes by. And not only that, he backs up all the trash talking he does. He was chirping DK Metcalf after the game this morning on Instagram Live. He's having a blast, man. He's a guy that you can really get behind. Again, you saw some of the plays that Baldy was breaking down, that PBU that he had in the end zone. Phenomenal job to be able to break up the pass and not give JSN a chance to bring that one in. Nick Bosa, again, he's been pretty dominant the last 2 weeks, and I think we've called for that. We've wanted to see him get back to that defensive player of the year caliber that we've become used to. And he's it might not be shown up on the stat sheet as like multiple sacks, but the pressures are there. His pressure win rate, he's really getting after the quarterback. I think he pressured the quarterback on like 30% of his snaps from this game against the Seattle Seahawks. So Bosa is absolutely impacting these games. And you could tell that Geno Smith was uncomfortable for the whole game, and a lot of that had to do with Nick Bosa. So it's it's a situation, right? Because you're down Hargrave, you're down Yetur Gross-Matos, you're down Dre Greenlaw, you're down Mooney Ward, you're down Talanoa Hufanga, you lose Malik Mustafa in the middle of the game. You have to turn to guys that you might not have, relied on in the past. And, Renardo Green is a guy, again, who just absolutely played phenomenally. Loved him coming out of Florida State. Thought he was one of the most slept on prospects in the entire class. And super happy, one, that the 49ers drafted him, but I'm also super happy that he's finally getting some opportunities, because you can see that Renardo Green deserves to be out there. Like, he really does. Obviously, you want to, you don't always want to throw rookies out into the fire, especially early on in their career, just because, you don't want to diminish confidence or things like that. But Renardo seems like a guy that he's going to be fine. And I would love to see more Renardo Green out there, especially when Mooney Ward comes back. I really like Deommodore Lenoir in the slot. I like in nickel packages. I just feel like he's at home there, because he's just such a physical player that he can be a huge help in the run game. And, of course, he can lock up guys that are bigger than him. So I really like it. I really like the performance from the defense as a whole. I thought they did a really good job. You got to give some credit to Sorensen. I know a lot of people have been dogging Sorensen, but, to be able to call a game that you, for the most part, had Geno Smith taken care of. It was really that kick return touchdown that really got some momentum going for them. But they were able to withstand it and stand strong and come away with the win. So feels good to get a win in Seattle. Feels good to be back in the win column in regards to the NFC West standings. The 49ers currently sit atop the NFC West, which is insane. But again, just speaks to the parity of not only the league, but of the NFC West, and why you can't hang your hat and hang your head just after a couple games. Yes, was this a big one? Was this something that the 49ers absolutely needed to have? 100%. But again, just shows like how quickly things can change in this league. And you gotta remember that this is a marathon, it's not a sprint. And you can't evaluate games in hyperbolic chambers. You have to evaluate bodies of work, and the 49ers are still in a spot where they got to improve in certain areas. But for the most part, the body of work is telling you that they have the ability to be a better team. They have the ability to get back to where they want to be. So are they there yet? Not necessarily, but they're on their way. And again, it's all about trying to evaluate and project out who this team is. And you can project out that this team still has gas left in the tank to be able to be even better, especially if they can get healthy and get guys back. So 49ers, defense, Bosa, Deommodore, and the rest of the gang doing a really good job. Let me know what you guys think about them in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.